Hey guys, welcome back to the Northeast Florida surf fishing forecast for September 4th through the 6th. As you can see, the water is still gorgeous. This was taken late this afternoon in Jack's Beach. 2 to 3 foot surf coming in. The sea breeze is blowing about southeast, probably 10 to 15, but the water is nice. As you can see from the pictures at the start of the video, still a lot of fish around. I had other pictures that were sent to me. Pompano are still biting. Not great numbers, but there are keepers to be found. I've seen Larry Fishman Finch. He's been posting a few videos on his Facebook page where he's getting quite a few pompano and a lot of nice whiting. Tons of mullet in the surf, guys. First thing in the morning and right before dark, they're in shallow. During the middle of the day, they're out a little bit deeper, knee deep to waist deep. Always walk north. The mullet are headed south this time of year, so I go in the water and just slowly walk north because usually they come right in front of you. And don't put too many in your bucket, guys, because they will die fast. You need proper aeration so they last. But yeah, let's get on to the forecast. For Friday, you got west winds in the morning, 5 to 10, switching to the east-southeast at 5 to 8 in the afternoon, 1 to 2 foot surf. The tides, you got a high at 10:19 a.m. in the morning and a low at 4:30 p.m. in the afternoon. Saturday, southwest 5 to 7 in the morning, switching over to the southeast 10 to 12. Surf 1 to 2 foot, high at 10:57 a.m. in the morning and a low at 5:09 p.m. in the afternoon. Sunday, my son's birthday. Southeast 5 to 8 in the morning, switching to the east at 10 in the afternoon. Surf 1 to 2 foot, high at 11:35 a.m. in the morning and a low at 5:49 p.m. I like these tides. You get to fish the whole incoming tide if you get there early, and then fish a lot of the outgoing. I will tell you guys, the majority of the bite has been happening first couple hours of daylight and the last few hours right before the sun goes down. During the middle of the day, it's just so hot right now, and with this water being clear, the fish do get a little bit spooked during the middle of the day. So keep that in mind. The whiting right now are biting sand fleas, fish bites, and fresh shrimp. Same with the pompano. They're biting fish bites and shrimp. If you have not gotten any fish bites yet, I don't know what you're waiting for, but it's definitely worth. Get them now, because when the pompano and whiting bite really turns on, many of the local bait stores will sell out of them quite fast. And it's something that doesn't go bad. The Spanish are attacking mullet, as well as the bluefish, the redfish, the trout, and the flounder. So what I'm trying to say is right now the mullet are working great. And they will continue to work great until they're not here anymore. And then if you can still get them, they'll work great. All these fish are following them, and September is just the beginning. When the water actually starts to drop, these fish get even more aggressive, and it's just awesome. The local inlets, anywhere you can find rocks, guys, throw these mullet around them. There are all kinds of fish, and mangrove snapper. Also, quite a few tarpon in Ponte Vedra this week. First thing in the morning, in shallow, chasing the mullet. So if that's something you want to target, I would suggest to do it. Get them before it gets too cold. When the water temperature drops, the tarpon get out of here. So they do not like the cold weather. Also, there's been quite a few snook now. If you want to try to target one from the surf, I would suggest Matanzas area, Flagler area, or in the river here. There's a lot of snook in the river. But if you want to get a surf snook, you really don't have to go far. Right now they're in Matanzas. With the exceptionally warm winters we've been having, the snook have just been really infiltrating this area and not dying. So hopefully we don't get a too cold of a winter, because there'll be snook floating everywhere. And remember, it is open season for snook right now. You need a tag, 28 to 32 inches. That's what they have to be. Also, at the end of this video, I show you basically what I carry when I go on the beach. I travel light. There's no need to carry a ton of tackle this time of year, especially when I'm using mullet. It's mainly the rig I use when I'm using mullet, and sand fleas. Speaking of sand fleas, they are plentiful. I probably counted 10 or 12 schools within about 100 yards. Big sand fleas, small sand fleas. A lot of people I know are freezing them up right now, and just making sure they have some in the fall. Sometimes you get into a stretch where the water will cool down, not too cold for the fish, but the sand fleas will actually bury down a little bit deeper, so you can't find them, but those fish still want them. And here's one of the schools here. as the wave goes out, you can really see where they're sitting. It's a nice school of them. All those little ripples are sand fleas, guys. So when you see that, that's where they're at. Or look for the birds. The sandpipers love eating them too. If you can't find them, that's who I use. That nature's amazing. They know how to find them. Here's another school, another big school. So the beach is loaded with bait, mullet, sand fleas. Bring your fish bites. With that being said, keep watching, and I'll just show you the tackle I use when I'm targeting trout, flounder, and reds in the surf. Hey guys, so when I'm fishing the beach with mullet, I travel very lightly. My entire tackle box consists of usually 1 ounce weights, barrel swivels, wide bin number 4s, wide bin number 2s, and mosquito owner hooks number 2s. Now, and then I use just the old Carolina rig. See the weight right there, swivel, then the leader. Now, I use fluorocarbon. You don't have to if you don't want, but that's what I use. That's 12 pound, but usually I use anywhere from 15 to 25. If I'm going after the trout, I usually use 15. The lighter the better. But if there's bluefish and Spanish mackerel around, I go up to 20 to 25. The Spanish will cut through 15-pound line like butter. Also, if you're in an area where there's a lot of redfish on the beach, I usually use 25-pound line, as they can, if anybody's dealt with them, you know they got teeth as well, small teeth, and they're very abrasive, and they will pop a light leader. The reason I carry these different hooks, so with the trout, when the trout are biting, whereas a number 4 size hook is perfect when you're using live shrimp, a lot of times when I'm using that with live mullet, the trout misses the hook up because the hook's not big enough. This actually happened to me 3 weeks ago when I was going after the trout. I had about 4 or 5 come off in a row using the number 4 hooks. I switched to the number 2, and then I had 15 trout in about 30 minutes. And what tends to happen is, with the size of the mullet, the number 4 is just too small. These owners are real good too when you're targeting the trout. Same with the reds. I'd rather use a bigger hook for the reds. They will bend out the number 4 wide bends. Flounder don't seem to mind. Number 4s work, and so do the number 2s. Just keep in mind, the bigger the mullet, use the bigger hook, because that trout or flounder is eating a lot more fish, so you want a wider hook set. When they're smaller mullet, the number 4 are perfect, because when they're pinky size, I call them pinky size, usually they swallow them in one bite. Middle finger size and bigger, use the number 2s. Like I said, I travel light when I'm on the beach fishing. And with the leaders, when you're targeting the flounder, I use a 6 to 8 inch leader. And if you want to go, same with the reds, shorter leader. If you want to target the trout, I use a little bit longer leader, let that mullet swim around a little bit more. It seems to work. Same with the Spanish. With the Spanish, if you want to target the Spanish with the Carolina rig, sometimes a 2-foot leader, hook the mullet under the tail so it swims up, and the Spanish usually smack it. Hope that helps, guys. And if you have any questions, leave them in the video comment section and I'll get back to you. Thank you.